Hello everyone, in update 48.0, NinjaKiwi added in a new quest called Projectile Go Around. The description for this is whimsical magic or quantum entanglement, not even Dr. Monkey knows. Monkey projectiles are randomly switched with the projectiles of any other placed monkey, plus projectiles last longer and will bounce off the edge of the map. Results include fun and awesomeness. This is Muddy Puddles on ABR, but with the kind of new rules, I don't think this should be too bad, hopefully. Now, I have seen some clips of this on Reddit, and I do want to kind of see it for myself, so I guess I'll get Dartling, just because why not? And the kind of thing here is that you can actually, the Dartling is shooting out farm projectiles. I don't want to start with that because we can't actually defend the first few rounds, but that is pretty fun the way that works. Alright, so I actually need to survive long enough to be able to afford stuff like this, so what I could do... I mean, Darling's not bad as a global range, but I think I'll go for a Helipilot first. And then, this is ABR, so I have to worry about camo leads in 2 rounds, so we'll go for this. So we're going to go for this first, and then I guess we'll save up for shrapnel. Just to have a little bit better AoE. Alright, I do wonder if I can go for a farm now. Alright, let's get the IFR so we don't end up dying to this round. But Heli is gonna massively, or the farm's gonna massively pay itself off. Just due to all the attacks from the thing. Okay, so let me get Bouncing Bullet, just that way we can even be more sure we're gonna be fine. And so really, wouldn't I just want fast attacking things combined with farms? So let me get another one down. Super Monkey I think would go crazy. But yeah, this is a pretty cool concept. I can definitely see why NinjaKiwi didn't include this relic, just because it would probably be the best relic in Rogue Legends. Even though your tower selection is limited, so I guess it is kind of balanced by that. This alone could still potentially break the game. I'll even get Darling just to make even more money, and then we're just going to continue farming. Just farm as much as I can. Although collecting all of the things is going to be a little bit annoying. That is the only kind of downside. Let me get Banana Plantation for some of them. And we should just be racking in. Yeah, look at that. Let's get Razor Rotors so we're a little bit fine. Maybe even get HRP. Oh, this affects Benjamin's projectiles too, his Trojan. So we have a bunch of pufferfish running around. It actually loses me money, but I think this is fine just because yeah, this loses me money from Ben's Trojan, but still regardless, I think it still pays itself off and is worth it. The only issue is that sound effect from whenever Benjamin's Trojan lands on a balloon is really loud. And it's a little bit annoying, I will say. Now, the thing is, I do need to invest in actual defense so that we're not gonna die to the Moab. Like I said, invest in actual defense and proceeds to buy Hydra rocket pods. Anyways, I guess for Moab D, I don't know, sub. Let's do some of this and some of that so we can see all the lanes. Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to turn down the sound effects. It should be this one. Nope, wrong one. There we go. That's actually much better. I can actually hear what's going on. Thankfully, I don't really have the in-game audio up, so you guys won't be able to hear it, but trust me, it's very loud. Okay, now we got our BRF, our money should be skyrocketing now. I'm not even sure if it's even worth trying to micro my Dartling. Just simply because I don't want to have to keep moving my cursor everywhere. I can maybe try Alchemist. The only issue, though, is that it's going to start shooting out some Alch potions, which aren't really that strong on their own. Alright, so let me try something fun. Let's see what happens if I were to go for let's say Cookie Monster. Would that get affected by the projectiles too? Can actually afford Banana Central really soon. So if I go for this, it doesn't seem like it affects abilities, so boo for that one. A wee bit lame, but oh well. What is something else I think that could be interesting for swapping? I did notice that they banned Glaive Lord. I do wonder why that is. If maybe the kind of spinning glaives has a unintended, I guess, consequence. Let's try, what about in front of ring? Can its projectile get swapped? Which I think it is, because I don't see mean, I have my effects turned down, so I guess I can see what... Okay, so it still has the things. Doesn't seem like it actually does anything, so I guess we'll discard that. Now, I did want to... So I do want to test out Spear of the Forest to see if the vines are affected anyway. It doesn't seem that they are. It seems that the vines kind of work as they did normally. Let's see. What about Grandmaster? What would Grandmaster look like? Oh, it's kind of hard to see anything because of all these farms here. I could maybe sell a little bit of them, just keep them in Essential. Alright, so this way we can just kind of clean up all the kind of screen clutter. Let's see, for the last lane, Sun Avatar. Hold on, let me cook Sun Avatar. It shoots out 3 projectiles, and so this could be pretty fun. Although, I guess I could maybe sell the kind of Darling. Oh yeah, this stuff shine. Yep, that's kind of how I expected Sun Avatar to go. Oh, the thing is, I feel like it might be doing potentially less damage. I think this would be best with like kind of high damage projectiles. So what if I did MAD? That could actually be kind of broken. So if I put MAD in a place like here, although it bounces off the wall, so you can't really kind of see it too well. So I guess maybe not. Elam though, an Elam projectile does 100 damage per shot. Yep, that's basically what I expected. Shooting out Elam missiles. Permaspike, actually no, super mines I think could be another really good thing. So if I get super mines like down here, will things start shooting out super mine projectiles? Yep, it does actually. There's one right there. Just to make sure that we don't actually maybe end up spending too much money, I guess I could always go for Monkey Town. Superstorm is also another interesting one. Let me see this one. Does it also shoot out Superstorm projectiles? Well, it's kind of hard to tell because Super Mines is kind of still in the spotlight, so I guess I'll sell it for now. Just kind of wait for that mine to disappear. I'm not really seeing any tornadoes, so I'm guessing no. Doesn't seem that way. So I guess no Superstorm. Let's see, another powerful projectile I guess could maybe be anti-balloon. So like this. Shoot out anti-balloon plasma balls. Now I have seen people say that you can't actually go into free play with this one, which is a little bit disappointing. Although I have seen that there is a way that you can force it. Although realistically, I don't know how long you'd really want to do this because I think the novelty would wear off sort of quickly. Yeah, it is kind of funny seeing that Avatar Wrath is generating income. I'm kind of curious to see which tower Sun Avatar is making. Wow, look at that. Almost 700,000? I guess it's just due to the attack speed, but I assume that Grandmaster would make more because it shoots out 8 projectiles at once versus this one's 3. And Grandmaster Ninja's attack speed is decently quick. Let's see, I wonder does Solver work? I don't know if it would, but I did see a puddle up there. It does work actually, it does work. You can have Solver projectiles in your towers. Let's see, I don't think Ice would have anything. Moab Dom I think could be quite fun. Shooting Moab Domination things. I'll potentially sell this because I don't think we need the money anymore. And I am seeing Sun Avatar is shooting out Kylie's. That's pretty cool. Let me sell this boomerang here. Yeah, it's shooting out Kylie's as well as the kind of projectiles. So this is like definitely a mob killer here. I think some of the... Does Poseidon's tridents work? Sell this, sell this. It does seem that it does work. Yeah, Poseidon's tridents would be really good here. Yeah, I always get kind of worried about this Avatar Wrath lane, but it seems that we're doing just fine, even though it did kind of struggle a bit against those camos there. I guess it's only because some of the projectiles can see camo, not all of them. So I wonder, like, if I do this, does that help for the camo? Yeah, just as you expect, it's shooting out all the projectiles of these towers here. Along with its kind of standard one, which isn't really going that far. I think that Poseidon's projectiles could be some of the most broken. Bomb Blitz is another one that I think could be pretty cool. Yeah, recursive shots every time. Yeah, that'd be really amazing. Man, it's kind of struggling. What about Ultra Juggernaut? Is that there's just so many projectiles, I'm just kind of thinking, looking through. Can't even think of them all. Or at the very least, that projectiles, though, could be interesting. As we are kind of running low, I'm not really sure what other projectiles that I'd really kind of want to have or see. As I don't think that Icicle Impale, I guess, could potentially work. Who knows? I'll even sell Pop Poseidon. I'll sell this too, just so we can see a little better. Even sell Mobilum. Nope, I'll sell Ultra Juggernaut. So we'll just have, yeah, Icicle Impale does work. Alright, what else was there? We kind of saw Sewer Mine, so I'm assuming that Permaspike would function the same way. Yeah, it's shooting out permanent spikes. So we are coming up towards the end here, but this is a pretty interesting kind of concept here. I can definitely see why they scrapped this, as this could potentially be pretty broken if left unchecked. So I think it was fair for NGQE to, I guess, potentially ban this one. What about Lot N, Legend of the Night? I think it does inherit the Shrieking potentially. I'm going to get rid of Recursive. I can see some of the bolts flying around, but not very often. The rounds really aren't strong enough for what we're going for here. How does Mortars work before we kind of finish everything off? I don't know if Mortars... Let's see here. I think Mortars do work. Yeah, they do work because there's Wall of Fires up here. So what about Biggest One? Yep, that works. There's Biggest One projectiles all the way over there. Did not expect Mortars out of all towers to work. And I think that's really all the towers I think could be really fun or interesting. There's not really anything more that I can think of. I don't think... Oh, this isn't really that good, I guess. Mermonkey, I think it would be the trident it throws out, not the actual secondary attack. But yeah, this is a pretty cool and interesting concept. Definitely do see why they kind of removed this one. I did like that they add this back in as a quest, as it was pretty fun. It would be kind of fun to go into free play to see just how long you could survive for this one. I don't know if it'd be longer than, let's say, you'd be able to survive on logs, just because this is on Muddy Puddles, which is significantly shorter. Unpredictably, you did it. I sure did. But yeah, this is a pretty, I guess, cool showcase here, and I do hope that NGQE kind of has a little bit more relics that they kind of had to scrap and just kind of put into a quest. So yeah, if you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and join Discord. The link is down below in the description. Have a nice day, everyone.